I've been a renewable energy engineer for the last 30 years, working at the National Renewable Energy Lab. I was tasked to actually track the cost of solar versus other technologies, and we could see that solar was getting cheaper and the other technologies were not. We could see that solar was in the 80s, it was great for satellites, in the 90s for watches, and then in the 2000s for roofs. And realized with my co-founder Jason Laverty that the next big thing was going to be vertical solar. The aha moment for us was when we realized that if we linked conventional materials with solar materials, that we would have something special, something very new. The secret sauce is the concrete. The concrete protects, it allows it to run cooler and longer, and allows it to be sold in an economic way.
SolaBlock is a pioneer in a new industry. We're taking PV technology and applying that against standard, normal masonry. It's a pretty simple idea, and the two of those together can really change how we think about buildings.
When designing this product, I wanted it to be very familiar to masons to be able to install easily. Keeping the block format, being able to utilize brick, ground face block, split face block with the SolaBlock product. Keeping it simple and easy to install. At its core, a SolaBlock is just a block.
When people hear vertical solar, they're often confused because the first thought is the sun is straight up. So how is that going to work? In reality, in the temperate regions, the sun is actually at an angle of about 30 to 70 degrees from the horizon year-round, and therefore it makes vertical walls a perfect surface for absorbing that energy. In addition, vertical walls are perfect because they're never covered by snow, and also the solar panels are extremely durable, which means they're not affected by hurricanes or strong winds. The other great thing about vertical solar is that the amount of geometry on the walls is far greater than what's on the south-facing part of a roof. So our headquarters is in this old converted mill building. The appropriate south-facing wall of that could produce enormous amounts of energy. We call it wasted walls. The bet is there's probably 10,000 of these around the country, not even thinking about what there is internationally. So we believe the opportunity here is enormous. If you look at the wasted walls or begin to calculate the wasted walls around the country, there could be up to a couple hundred square miles of wasted walls in the urban areas across the United States. That, with an appropriate product, could produce, we calculate, up to about 65 terawatts of additional power into the grid. So this is an enormous opportunity that's sitting exactly where we need it, which is where the energy is being consumed. SolaBlock allows companies to change the way they build their utilitarian standard buildings. A Walmart, a Costco, a Whole Foods, an Amazon data center, a train station, a parking garage. Those are huge pillboxes with miles of wasted walls. We want to appeal to those companies and say all of those structures can now become energy producers instead of simply energy users. And that's available now, and that's the invite that we send out to these companies. Vertical solar is a paradigm shift in how we think about buildings. Instead of trying to make them less inefficient, the idea is to think of buildings as energy producers themselves. So we're creating a dream team of innovative architects, next generation developers, environmentally conscious strategic investors, and manufacturers of greener materials to apply the concepts of vertical solar to building the next generation of buildings and renovating the existing ones. The purpose of this video is to make clear the size of the vertical solar opportunity and to extend an invitation to everyone to both spread the word and participate, because we can only build the future today.